Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Evan here, and welcome back to another Minecraft Update Concepts video. Today in this video, I'll be going over the Badlands update concept for the Badlands biome inside of Minecraft. This is part 5 out of 9 for the update concept videos, and last video was the mountain update concept, so today is of course the Badlands update concept. If you guys do end up enjoying these update concepts or Minecraft, of course this one's the Badlands, as I said a million times already, make sure to leave a like. If you enjoy these, leave a like. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell as well if you're new around here and you want to be first to my videos, and make sure to comment down below your update concept for the Badlands, if you have one, and share the video if you want to share this with your friends or family, or just want to help show my channel to people. And yeah, we're gonna get started with the mobs. Of course, we do this is we go through the mobs, the nature, and then the mechanics, structures, blocks, and items. So of course we're going to be starting off with the mobs, and there's actually 3 passive mobs added. There's 1 neutral, which that neutral mob is already confirmed to come to the game in this biome, and there is 2 hostile mobs. But before we do get started with the mobs, some things on this list are actually some ideas from the YouTuber System Z. If you haven't watched System Z yet, I recommend you watch him. He's a very good YouTuber. He does a lot of this stuff and implements them into the game as like different mods and add-ons, and he's a really good YouTuber to watch. So if you haven't already, make sure to go subscribe to his channel. As always, I'll leave the link into the description down below, of course. And yeah, we're gonna get started with the update concept. Of course, I'll give him a credit and shout out to when we go up to his idea in the update, of course. As I'm recording this, he hasn't noticed my channel at all. I don't know if he's ever gonna notice my channel, but honestly, if he did, that would be amazing. But yeah, going into the first mob, I think the first mob is for the Badlands is going to be the Kangaroo. I know it's kind of different, and I know it might not have made sense, but I was actually going to do a new biome in the game called the Outback biome, and I felt like instead of making it an Outback biome, I think it would have made more sense if it was just implemented into the Badlands biome. And its health would be 15. It would be a passive mob. Its speed, I would probably say its speed could be like just like the rabbit. I mean, it could be that. Its drops could be lever. I said that wrong. I just said a lever. I meant leather and a leaf, which the leaf item I talked about in my jungle update concept. It would probably drop at least 0 to 2 of it. It is found in the Badlands. You could breed it with the leaf item. And if you give it leaf or grass, which I guess you could just say leaf, they will help you attack any hostile mobs in the Badlands biome. I said the same thing about the horned sheep. And I did say something, okay, maybe instead of helping you in that specific biome, it'll just help you all throughout the biomes, in different biomes, like a regular pet would. So I guess if I'm going to keep that idea, Kangaroo would be the same thing. It would help you in any biome. Don't matter if it's the Badlands or other biomes. Besides that, it's going to help you no matter what. So it's kind of like the tamed animal in the game. And that's the Kangaroo. It's not like a useless mob at all. It actually has a use to be in the game as well. It's similar to the horned sheep, but it's passive. There's also going to be a desert mob that also is the same thing. And it's also passive as well. For the next passive mob, it's actually going to be the Koala. Now you might be thinking, how is the Koala going to work? Shouldn't be in the jungle biomes or the plains update biomes? No, I think it actually fits the Badlands. If you're looking at the Kangaroo and thinking, oh, I think an Outback biome would be pretty cool, and you think, oh, instead of an Outback biome, you could just see the Badlands. That's how I was thinking about the Kangaroo and the Koala. I think both can be passive mobs. I think both as well could fit into the Badlands. For the Koala, though, it would actually spawn up in the trees of the Badlands, and there's actually hills in the Badlands, which actually has oak trees, and if they kept that into the game when it came to the Badlands, koalas would probably spawn on the trees or around them as well. It would also have health or HP of 10. It is passive, of course. And if you remember my jungle update concept, I talked about the Sloth, and I think it could have the same speed as the Sloth, maybe a little faster, but that would be that. Its drops would also be the leaf item from 0 to 2, and the leaf item was added in the jungle update concept. It is found, of course, around trees or on trees, even sleeping on trees in the Badlands, and it is breedable, of course, with the leaf item. That is going to be it for the Koala, and now we're going to move on to the last and final passive mob. Now the next one is actually going to be a bird, and yeah, you might be thinking, why would you add a bird in this biome? Now, it's not the Vulture. The Vulture was actually the neutral mob, and you just saw me fell off the map. But yeah, this is actually going to be a bird that's pretty similar to the parrot, and it's actually going to be the Cockatoo Bird. And I actually have it as my own as a pet. It is a pet at home, which is why it is tameable as well. It is passive, of course. It has an HP of 5. Its speed is this exact same as a parrot. Its drops is, of course, the yellow and the white feather, which it drops 0 to 2 of it. And the yellow feather is actually new in this update as well. Again, it is breedable and tameable with sunflower seeds, just like the cardinal, because I have a Cockatoo Bird as my own, and it eats sunflower seeds, so I think it definitely could be the same thing. Or if they didn't add sunflower seeds in the game, probably wheat seeds as well. Again, it has the same uses as the parrot, where pretty much if you tame it, it pretty much just does the same thing, and it helps, it just does the same mob sounds. Again, I know it's like a copy and paste with a different texture, maybe a little bigger in the different biome, but I think it actually, I mean, as long as you get more than one, I'm pretty fine with it. It also is, again, found in the Badlands, and it is sometimes found in the bird nests on the trees and not on the cactus, on the trees, because on the cactus is actually going to be the neutral mob, which we'll get into in a second, and the bird nests were actually added into the Plains and Forest update concept I made, which is part 1 out of 5. If you didn't look at part 1 out of 5, part 1 out of 9. I'm sorry. If you didn't check that out, make sure to go check it out as well. But now we're gonna go into the neutral mob. The neutral mob in this update, and the only neutral mob in this update, is the only confirmed mob to come in the future Badlands update, and that, of course, is the Vulture. The Vulture I put as a neutral mob, and I'll talk about that in a second. It has an HP of 15, so it has more health as the 3 mobs, as I said before, I think, right? No, it has the same health as the Kangaroo, never mind. Its speed is going to be the exact same as a Phantom. I think that would work as well. Its drops is actually going to be, besides the brown feather, which would have 0 to 2. I'm pretty sure the brown feather was added in the Plains and Forest update. It would also drop a random piece of your loot that it stole. And yeah, it's when you die and it takes your loot, it's going to bring it all the way to its bird nest, or the nearest bird nest. And if you kill the Vulture or get it back in time before it eats it, it will drop its random piece of loot, of pretty much your loot that you died and then got. It is, of course, found in the Badlands. It does take your loot when you die, and it is found on the bird nest cactuses, which just sometimes randomly spawn on the cactuses, not too often. But that's actually going to be the Vulture and the only neutral mob in this update. And now we have the 2 hostile mobs. And as I said earlier in the video, I said some of System Z's ideas will actually be in this. I think that's pretty much what I said before. If I haven't said it, I'm sorry if I didn't say it. But if I did say it, yeah. These 2 hostile mobs are actually System Z's ideas, and I really agreed with his idea. That if you haven't already, make sure to go subscribe to System Z. And of course, these 2 hostile mobs, credit to him, shout out to him. So yeah. I'm going to get into those hostile mobs right now. And of course, both mobs are going to be the Outlander and the Outlander Worker. As you can see, both images are from System Z's video. Again, shout out to him if you haven't checked it out. It was like, I think 5 things that could update the Badlands or improve the Badlands. I forgot what the title was called, but it was something similar to that as well. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure to go check it out. But that's what they look like. And for the regular Outlander, it has an HP of 20. Again, both of them have an HP of 20. They're both hostile, and they both have the same speed as the Pillager. They both, actually, the Outlander drops the crossbow from 0 to 1, and it actually drops 0 to 2 emeralds. And they are also found in the new dungeon called the Outlander Dungeon, which I'll get into in a second. And they can sometimes spawn on the brown horses outside of the dungeon. For the Outland Worker, again, they have the same health. They're also hostile, and they have the same speed as the Pillager. Its drops are actually the golden pickaxe from 0 to 1. They're actually seen helping the Outlanders out either when they're on the horses outside or just mining away into the dungeon that they're in. And they also drop 0 to 2 gold, and they're also found in the dungeon as well. So that, of course, is the 2 new hostile mobs. It's actually kind of a challenge in my opinion. And when we get up to the other structures later, when you start a new village raid, which, yes, Badlands villages would happen, same as the pillager outpost, these actually spawn in the biomes as well. So they both spawn when a pillager raid happens as well. So yeah, that's that. And that's the new hostile mob. So let's get into the nature section. Now, just for a quick thing about the nature, there are no trees added, but if you bone meal a dead bush in the Badlands, it does grow into an oak tree. For plants, there is the yellow nectar flowers, which can be crafted with yellow dye, sugar, and a yellow flower, and they are also found in the flower forest biome. The food is, of course, the cactus fruit, which gives you 2.5 hunger bars, and it's only found on the Badlands cactuses. And there's, of course, the fruit cactus, which is found in the Badlands. But now we're going into the last topic of today, and that is, of course, the mechanics, the structures, the blocks, and items. The mechanics, of course, the vultures would take your loot, of course, if you die. And there's also tumbleweed, which goes around the Badlands. If you destroy it, you can get sticks and dead bushes, and it will also deal half a heart if you get hit by it. For the structures, there is, of course, the Outlander Dungeon, which these are also found in the Badland. They're found in the Badlands hills and the mountains in the Badlands, of course, if there is. They also have the Outlander and Outlander Worker in there, and they do give out pretty decent and good loot as well. There's also the Badland villages. They also have there are no villages in the Badlands at the moment, and honestly, it would be nice to have a village there. Same goes along with the pillager outposts. There would also be a Badland pillager outpost version of them, and the Outlander and the Outlander Worker would help out pretty much in that raid as well. And finally, the last thing today for the mechanic structures are also the blocks and items. Now, I'll just be going through the blocks and items. I won't be showing pictures of them. There are actually 18 blocks added and 7 items added. For the blocks, of course, there is the fruit cactus, which, of course, the cactus has its own blocks, so the fruit cactus will get their own. There's also the crate, which is also from System Z, so shout out to him. And I forgot to mention before, the Outlander Dungeon, also from him. Again, shout out to him. And there's also clay bricks, which would have all 16 colored clay bricks as well. It would also include the wall, stairs, and slabs for it, which that's also from him as well. So, and the Outlander Dungeon would be made from the clay bricks also. So I think that'd be pretty cool. Besides like red sand and clay, you just have clay bricks as well. And for the items, there is 7. There is the yellow arrow, yellow nectar flower. There's the yellow feather, the cactus fruit, which gives you 2.5 hunger bars. There is the tumbleweed. Of course, that just be as a regular block that just goes around the place. There is also the Outlander head and the Outlander loot map, which this is also from System Z. I actually totally forgot about this. I actually forgot I added this in until just now. The Outlander loot map is pretty much if you die and there's no vultures around, which there is no vultures around the Outlander dungeon. So, of course, if you go into one, the Outlanders will have a loot map into their own dungeon. And when you die, you have to take the loot map and you have to find your loot in their dungeon, which I think would be a really nice feature to see into that dungeon. Or, yeah, pretty much into that structure as well. And, yeah, if you guys ended up enjoying this Badlands update concept, make sure to leave a like if you liked it. And also, shout out to System Z and credit to him as well. I gave him some credit and shout outs in the past few update concepts because this is actually some of his idea, and I didn't just want to take it from him because I didn't think that would be fair towards him. So, of course, credit to him, shout out to him. If you haven't already, make sure to go subscribe to his channel, and his channel link will be in the description down below. And also go ahead and subscribe to my channel as well. If you're new around here, make sure to hit the bell as well so you don't miss a video when it's posted. Comment down below your update concept for the Badlands, or if you agree with this update concept, and share the video to promote my YouTube channel. It is much appreciated. You don't have to, of course. You don't even have to share the video. But if you do, maybe you want to share it with your friends or other people. That's perfectly fine with me. Anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this update concept. This is part 5 out of 9. And next video is going to be the swamp update concept. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.